This video is going to save you $200 per month. ChatGPT Operator just released, and I was so excited to try it out. However, I've been pretty disappointed after testing it out. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build an AI agent that can do everything ChatGPT Operator can't. Operator, unfortunately, is limited to just a few apps, but what I'm going to show you allows you to access 7,000 different applications to perform any task you could think of. I'm excited for the future of ChatGPT Operator, but this video is going to show you a platform that allows you to build agents right now instead of in the future. So with that being said, let's dive in and I'm going to show you what I mean. All right, so I figured to start this video off, I'd show you exactly how this works and show you a demo of my AI agent in action, making the phone call and booking a reservation with a restaurant before actually diving in how to set this up. So I'm going to share my screen and dive into Zapier agents here. So here's where I actually built out my agent. I'm going to show you how to do that here later on in this video. Okay, first of all, I'm going to test this behavior here. Great. So hi Brock, I'm your personal call assistant. What tasks should I help you with today? I can make calls on your behalf for things like restaurant reservations, appointments, or other phone-based tasks you need help with. So book a reservation at 900 Wall for me tomorrow for 4 people at 8 p.m. Here is the number. And I actually went ahead and gave my phone number. For the sake of this video, I want to call myself so I could show you what the phone call sounds like as opposed to calling the actual restaurant. However, this is equipped with the ability to search the internet and actually grab the phone number of any restaurant or person and then actually call that person specifically. But for the sake of this, I want to show you like on a phone call with me so you can see what it sounds like. All right, so let me run this and it will begin processing this. And I'm going to show you later on in this video, but this agent essentially creates its own sub agent that could then create a phone call. So we're going to be connecting this with Synthflow, which is an AI phone call agent platform. So we will be sending information to ChatGPT, as you can see now, and it will then craft a specific prompt based on this task I need it to complete. And then it will send that prompt into Synthflow, which is where we'll be making this phone call. So here are the assistant instructions. So you are a professional AI assistant responsible for making restaurant reservations on behalf of Brock, yada, yada, yada. And it's following this prompt here. So I'm going to prove that. And then it will then send this to Synthflow and begin creating this new assistant for the specific use case. So unlike ChatGPT's operator, this could act through multiple different applications. You can see I'm using ChatGPT, I'm using Synthflow, I'm searching the internet, getting a phone number. So this is very useful when we're trying to build dynamic assistants. Okay, so it created the assistant in Synthflow. You can see here's the prompt. It's an outbound assistant. And I'm going to show you how to configure this inside of Synthflow later on in this video and how that works. But all I need to do is approve this and then actually trigger the phone call. All right, here we go. I'm going to click approve and now we'll actually send the phone call to my phone and we'll be able to listen to this assistant and see how this phone call will happen when they actually call a restaurant. All right, here we go. I'm getting a phone call.
Hello, I'm calling on behalf of Brock to make a reservation at 900 Wall.
Yeah, this is 900 Wall. How could I help you?
I'd like to book a table for 4 people on January 28th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Could you confirm the reservation details, please?
Yep, that sounds good. We got you down here. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Yep, you as well. Okay, there we go. So that was our AI assistant. It actually called us. It booked the reservation with the information that we actually gave it over our chat here inside of Zapier agents. I'm going to show you how to do this because this is actually really cool when you break it down and it's easy to build. You just type in natural language, what you're trying to build, give your agent different actions to perform, and it will work autonomously for you. So let's dive into that now. All right, so I'm actually going down to the link in my description here, clicking on this, and here will actually be sent to Zapier agents where we can either sign up for an account or here I'm just going to quickly log into my account. Once you log in, you're going to see the normal Zapier interface. You're going to come over to the left-hand side and click on agents. This is a bit different than normal Zaps, so I'm going to show you how to configure this now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to the left-hand side now and click on new agent. And you can see we can train our agent and automate our work across 7,000 different apps. That is why this platform is great. What I need to do is I need to just add a name for this. So I'm going to call this calling assistant. And then I'm going to paste here the description. So an agent that calls for you, whether that is to book a reservation, message a friend, etc. And I'm going to go into click start from scratch and build this out for you guys. So first things first, we need to come over to configure. And this is where we're going to add certain things. We're going to add add a data source, which is essentially the way we want our agent to speak. So if we have any documents on ourselves, on how we communicate, sales scripts, all that stuff, we could import that data here. And I'm going to come straight to behaviors. So the behavior, think of it as a skill that your agent has the ability to do. It's something it can actually, like, it's a workflow it can automate for you. So one thing I want to mention before I actually build this is you could just add this behavior that I'm going to write in here into any agent that you build. So for instance, I created an AI admin agent that could handle all of my admin work and all, analyze my emails, create draft responses to my emails, categorize emails. I could then just add this as a behavior to that agent so it could then do this. So it's like almost adding a skill to a employee. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to create a standalone agent simply for the, calling behavior that I mentioned. And the first thing we want to do is we actually want to set our trigger for on demand. So essentially what that means is we could just message with our agent and say, hey, I want you to book a meeting for me on this day, or I want you to book a reservation at this time. I want you to call and ask, find the best electrician in town and book a consultation with him. We're going to speak with this over like text. However, we could trigger this, we could have this scheduled, or we could have it triggered from another app. So say you get an email and then it actually does this. But for this use case, that wouldn't make sense. We just want it to, we want to speak with it and it will go and do those things as if it's like an employee that we tell and give instruction to. All right, so I'm going to begin typing here and actually write out what it is I want my agent to do. So here we go. Your job is to act as a personal assistant to Brock. He will give you certain tasks that include phone calls, and you will make calls for him on his behalf. Once he gives you the task, use Synthflow to create an assistant for the specific task/requirement. You will craft the perfect prompt based on the task Brock gives it. So Synthflow, this is an AI calling platform that allows us to actually create phone calls with AI. It uses an AI voice. It actually formulates all this with AI. So we're going to be using this and connecting this with Zapier agents since it has access to these different actions and apps. All right, next up, I'm actually giving this an example here. So for example, Brock's message to our assistant is find the best place to get pasta in Bend, Oregon and book a reservation for Saturday at 8 p.m. for 2 people. So it will actually research on the internet the best place for pasta. It'll search through different forums and whatnot, come up with the best place to actually get pasta. And then it will go ahead and proceed and call that business and then book a reservation, obviously. Okay, so next up for our example is I need to show an example prompt that we would give to Synthflow. So first of all, let me come over to Synthflow. So inside of Synthflow, essentially you create your own calling assistant. So you can see I have multiple different assistants here. And when we create an assistant, I'm just going to quickly show you how this works so you kind of understand my workflow inside of Zapier agents. So we give our assistant a prompt. So for whatever task you're creating an AI caller for, you need to write out in natural language how you want it to act. This is the training wheels and this is how it knows how to perform and operate and actually do these tasks for you. So what I need to do is I need to give an example prompt that we would actually feed Synthflow. And then this is actually automatically going to create the prompt for me based on each specific task that I give it, if that makes any sense. All right, so here is the prompt here, an example prompt, obviously, but I'm going to go through this just real quickly, just outline of it. So you are a professional AI assistant responsible for making reservations to restaurants on behalf of Brock. You will receive all the necessary details, restaurant name, date and time, number of guests from another AI agent, and your role is to call the restaurant, book the reservation, and confirm successful bookings with Brock. So obviously we're just basically giving this a guideline on how to perform this task. And I'm also giving it example call script. So hello, I'm calling on behalf of Brock to make a reservation. I'd like to book a table for number of guests at restaurant name on date at time. So this right here is exactly how it's going to interact with the person on the other end of the phone call. And then next up, I actually wrote, feel free to use ChatGPT to help you generate a comprehensive prompt to feed to our assistant in Synthflow that you create. This will ensure that whichever task needs to be completed will be understood by our AI voice assistant in Synthflow. So essentially what this will do is this will actually send a request to ChatGPT and it will generate this prompt, a comprehensive prompt, so that way we could actually send that to Synthflow and create our specific assistant. Next up is the really important part, and that is actually giving our AI agent the ability to perform certain actions across different platforms. So you can't just type out that you want it to do all of these things and send emails and whatnot. You need to give it specific actions, and it's really easy to do so. All you do is click / click on find action, and then you're just going to find the action that you want it to perform and then add it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search up Synthflow since it is easily integrated generated with inside of Zapier. And I'm going to give it the ability to create an assistant. So it'll go in here and actually create one of these assistants for us. So we don't need to manually do it ourselves, which is absolutely awesome that we don't even need to touch it. Next action, we need to actually give it the ability to create a call inside of SynthFlow. So go to SynthFlow AI. We added create assistant. Now we need to click on create call. And all you need to do is click on this and configure your SynthFlow account. You might need to give it some access to like your API keys or whatnot to connect your app, but it's really simple to do. And then last of all, we just need to add another action here. And this is going to be ChatGPT. So that way it could actually generate that prompt, like I said before. And that action inside of ChatGPT is going to be conversation. There we go. And then I'm also adding an instruction here saying whenever creating a new assistant in SynthFlow, assign a new phone number, use the phone number. So I'm giving it a phone number to make the calls. So inside of SynthFlow, when you create an assistant and you try to test it out, you actually need to have a phone call attached. So you use Twilio in order to attach it. We need to go inside of here and click on assign new number. And then you could actually go ahead and generate a number there and pay like $1 a month or something. But I already have one. So I'm basically saying use this phone number in order to make the phone calls with. Because if I don't give it a phone number, it will run into errors. So that is a really important step. And there we have it. That's actually all the instructions we need to do in order for this to function. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on test behavior here. And you can see we have a new chat with our AI agent. All right. So now I'm actually giving it the task. So book a reservation at 900 Wall for 4 people at 8 p.m. Tuesday the 28th. Here is the number. So again, this would actually go ahead and search the internet and find the phone number of 900 Wall. But instead, I'm actually giving it my phone number. So then I can actually test it and make sure the call is coming through. All right. And I'll just click that go button there. Okay, so it goes through the first step here, which is actually understanding what I'm asking it, feeding it to ChatGPT in order to create a specific instruction to actually feed to SynthFlow as a prompt for our AI calling assistant. And then, okay, that looks good. Let's approve this. And next up, it's actually going to go ahead and create that assistant inside of SynthFlow. So instead of me manually coming into my SynthFlow account, clicking create assistant, writing a prompt for it, adding a phone number, Zapier Agents does this all automatically, hands off, which is just so amazing that it could actually do this. This saves me so much time. Here we go. Need to approve that. Next up, it's saying it's actually going to create the phone call. Click approve, and then now I should be receiving a phone call on my phone. And here's the phone call.
I'm calling on behalf of Brock to make a reservation.
Yeah, sounds good. When do you want to book the reservation for?
I'd like to book a table for 4 people at 900 Wall on Tuesday, January 28th, 2025 at 8 p.m.
Yeah, that sounds good. We actually have availability. So I'll put you in the book and you are all set. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Great. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thank you. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to copy this prompt here. Since this is working properly, I'm going to exit out of this specific agent and I'm going to go over to my email agent, which actually analyzes every single email I get and basically categorizes them, adds them with different labels. It also creates draft responses to certain emails with my language and how I actually speak because I fed it a data source. And what I could do is I could come in here and configure this, and you could see I have an email workflow and I also have a Slack workflow. So it actually does the same exact thing I just explained, but for Slack as well. And I could come and create a new behavior in here and basically just paste this in. And now this agent that is my admin agent now has the ability to make these phone calls for me because I created this behavior. So that is what a Zapier agent behavior is. It's essentially a workflow or a skill or a task that your agents can do. So you could pair your agents together and give them kind of these comprehensive workflows. And for example, you could have an AI agent that has 20 behaviors. So it could perform 20 different kind of tasks in completely different areas inside of your business or your life. So guys, there you have it. That's Zapier Agents. If you guys want to sign up with Zapier Agents, there's a link in the description. I hope you guys got some value from this. This is really fun to make. And honestly, this is a super cool use case of something like ChatGPT Operator using AI in order to make agents, but ChatGPT Operator just is not that good yet. Maybe it'll get there, but at this point in time, here's a good solution for you that's cheap and easy to make. So hope that helped. See you guys in the next video.